Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for dropping by. Before we get started, I just need to let you know that this is a roundup of the Christmas countdown. So if you haven't watched this playlist, head back to day one and hopefully the rest of this video will make sense. I decided to make a little story based on each figure that came out and loosely based on each drawing. So this little story on its own won't make sense, but hopefully it'll make you laugh. Enjoy. Percy the Penguin was a subject for banter. His friends made fun of him for believing in Santa. To prove them all wrong, he was put to the test. From South Pole to North Pole, he started his quest. He looked for the North Star, wishing he could fly, but instead saw a bunny with twinkling red eyes. The rabbit whispered softly, "Percy, listen to my words. The best person to speak to is the king of the birds." The giant white bird was the most gracious of kings. He offered young Percy help from his subjects' wings. He was lifted to the sky, he'd never flown before. His heart filled with hope, he began to soar. Percy then landed. He travelled quite far. The birds were quite tired, and they said they're tatars. The weather had turned. It soon began snowing. Through the thick of the blizzard, he saw something glowing. A bright orange squirrel. His power radiated. He told young Percy how long he had waited. His lifelong ambition was to dress like a punk, but together instead built a snowman who was drunk. The squirrel gave thanks, then graciously bows. "I have a friend who might help, and has fabulous brows." Percy met the small tiger who was drawing brows on his head, explained about Santa, then what his penguin friends said. The tiger stopped drawing and looked with disgust, told Percy, "Those aren't real friends, not ones you can trust." Then Percy started crying and crumpled onto the floor. The tiger said, "Don't worry, you've got new friends and more. You're a good penguin, Percy. You'd best get some sleep, because tomorrow, my friend, we'll see the fabulous sheep." The sheep understood Percy and how others could mock. He took pride in his fleece. He walked away from the flock. "But don't feel sad, Percy," the fabulous sheep said. "I've forgiven them all. I have real friends instead." Percy felt warmed and like he'd jumped over a hurdle. Then the sheep introduced his friend, a rather large turtle. The turtle said, "Hi, come hop on my back. We'll head out to sea, get you back on track." It was a day and a half they were both out at sea, reaching the conclusion they'd love a cup of tea. Now, would you believe it? What marvellous luck! A floating bottle kiln with tea and a duck. The tea was brewing along with the storm. Angry clouds gathered and began to swarm. The duck was quite lovely. She knew what to do. She asked them quite sweetly, "Would you like a brew?" The grumpy clouds left and made the storm go, but one stayed behind and made a rainbow. The cloud took a small sip, then a couple of swigs, then proceeded to tell a story about a couple of pigs. The first pig was a statue, the happy cloud said, with a pink shiny body and snout on his head. "I know this sounds silly," the cloud started to beg, "but the other pig's story, you see, turned out to be an egg." All four of them laughed and turned in for the night. But when they awoke, they had quite a fright. They'd awoke in the morning and drifted to shore. They saw something angry hopping from paw to paw. "I'm awake far too early," the rabbit exclaimed, "for I'm the moon bunny." And then he explained, "I need to get ready. It's a full moon tonight. I'll show you the way while it's lovely and bright. Meet me at midnight down by the beach. There should be a jellyfish, so try not to reach. As lovely as he is, he might give you a sting, but he'll keep you company whilst I'll do my thing." Midnight arrived, and just like they were told, the moon and the bunny were a sight to behold. They could see the way. Percy was nearly there. Then the rabbit advised, "Keep away from the bear." It wasn't to be mean, as Percy was told. It's just that the poor lad had quite a bad cold. Night became morning, which then became day, and the duck and the turtle decided to stay. They bid fond farewells and said their goodbyes, wished each other well, with tears in their eyes. Percy continued to swim before it got dark, then jumped out of his skin. "Oh no, it's a shark!" The shark was humongous. Percy kept out of reach, sped up his swimming, heading towards the beach. "Hey, I won't eat you. You're not my kind of meal. If you don't believe me, then go ask that seal." The waves hit the beach, and Percy felt the sand. Reclining was the seal with a martini in hand. "Don't worry," said the seal. "He won't eat you at all. The food that he eats is really quite small." The penguin apologised for what came from his beak, but then all of a sudden heard hundreds of sheep. They came running to Percy with a bleat and a bar. They treated the penguin like he was a star. They felt bad for being mean to the fabulous sheep, wouldn't do it again, and made a promise they'd keep. All was forgiven. Percy went on his way. He waddled along for the rest of the day. He came to a house that was made out of bricks, next to a pile of hay and a big stack of sticks. Remembering an old story told to him when he was a chick, of the wolf of the wind versus the house made of brick. He carried on moving. Something felt funny, and blocking his way was another bunny. "Don't worry, young Percy, you're almost there. Just hop on my back, and I'll carry you there. I've heard all about you, and Santa is near. When you meet him, tell your friends, they'll all want to hear." Outside Santa's house, a place of great cheer, was a rather bright pink baby reindeer. His nose was glowing a very bright red. He said to Percy, "Just go on ahead." He opened the door and let Percy in. He saw a red hat, and beneath a big grin. "Is that you, Santa, beneath that red hat?" "No," purred the grin. "I'm Santa's cat." The cat was quite comfy, was as warm as toast, and handed the penguin a parcel to post. "Santa's out back, and he's loading his sleigh. He'll take you back home, he's going your way." Percy, smiling with joy, ran out to the back, gave Santa the parcels to put in the sack. "Hello, young Percy, I'm so glad we've met. Buckle up tight and let's get set." From North Pole to South Pole, Santa and Percy took flight, delivering presents on Christmas Eve night. They flew around the world in less than one day, finishing back at the South Pole for Percy to say, "Fellow penguins, here he is. This is Santa. I told you he was real, so let's stop the banter." All things were good again. Percy completed his quest. He had a very Merry Christmas. In fact, was the best. I just want to say thank you all so much for all of your wonderful support I've had. This whole YouTube thing's been quite new to me, and it's just been quite fun sharing all of my drawings and all of my ideas with you. I want to wish you all a happy Christmas and happy holidays, and I can't wait for 2020 to share with you more art that I'm doing. I really hope you enjoyed this funny little poem, and again, thank you all so much for watching. It really does mean such a lot to me how much you enjoy my videos. I'll see you soon. Bye.